Welcome to the Bitcoin Bull. Okay, today we're gonna see what Bitcoin is doing today. Last 3 days it's been going up. We'll take a look at what it's doing today, what it should be doing today, and then we're gonna look at this really good news here. This article about what you have to do to be rich. It's about Michael Saylor, and if you're interested in getting into Bitcoin and you're kind of doubting whether you should or not, you really need to listen to this, because if this doesn't convince you to buy Bitcoin, I don't know what will. So this is very, very important. And then we'll get back and take a look at what Bitcoin should be doing the next several days, weeks, and months from now. And then a general look at the whole crypto market, see what the whole crypto market is doing. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's look at the hour chart. Let's zoom in here. I'm gonna blow this up so you can see it better. And here we have Bitcoin yesterday when Bitcoin was making this jump. I said that most likely Bitcoin would be hanging out at this level right here, where this head and shoulders formation is, where there's two shoulders here. I said most likely Bitcoin will take a rest here at this level, at the shoulder level, before going back up again and hitting this resistance. And that's exactly what it did. It just hit this resistance line here at 35,500. And now what will most likely happen is that we'll take a small pullback. Here, let me get the marker. Take a small pullback today before going back up, and most likely hitting here at 36,000. That's the goal for today. That's the scenario that's most likely to happen. And we also have to take into consideration that lately on the weekends, if Saturday Bitcoin goes up, Sunday normally it goes down, and if Saturday goes down, then Sunday goes up. But at the moment, both Saturday and Sunday, Bitcoin is going up. So that's why I think also, since we're at this resistance, that normally when Bitcoin hits a resistance, it makes a slight rest, like here, or pullback. And also considering that since yesterday Bitcoin was so good, that today might not go up as much. So that's why I think Bitcoin will take a rest here before going back up, or even taking a slight pullback. I don't think it'll dip down too much because Bitcoin is looking really good right now. So, but something like that. And also yesterday I wanted to draw in the new channel. Bitcoin is bullish again in the short term. In the long term, in midterm, Bitcoin has always been bullish, but lately it's been bearish in the short term. So now Bitcoin is bullish again. Let's put in some lines here so we can see the projection, what Bitcoin should be doing next several weeks from now. Here, let's put in this line here. Let's make this new channel. I would say, yeah, about here, touching this wick here, touching these candles here. And now let's put in the support so we can see where Bitcoin should be going. Let's change the color. And let's see where we can put this. Yeah, right there, hitting this candlestick here, these two right here, and these wicks. Let's see if we can pull this down a little more, all the way to this wick here. No, I like this better. Yeah, right there. Hit this candlestick, hit these wicks here, and the candlesticks. All right, perfect. So here we got this new channel, this new bullish channel, where Bitcoin's going. It's hitting this resistance, hitting the support, resistance, support, resistance. Now, since we're at this orange resistance, I think we should be doing something like this, right? A little dip, or hanging out at this resistance line, this orange resistance line, until we hit the green support line, and that's when we should go up again and break this orange resistance. If Bitcoin, if it drops below this resistance, then that means we're out of this short-term bullish run, and we'll be going back down again and doing something like when we were over here. But I don't see that happening. I see Bitcoin really strong right now. So, and it shouldn't break above it because this is already pretty vertical here. We should be staying in this channel here, and we are already out. Well, towards the end of the video, we'll take a look at what we'll zoom out and see what Bitcoin should be doing in the next days, weeks from now. I wanted to show you this article here. Bitcoin. If you want to be rich, you need to buy Bitcoin. If you hold Bitcoin, you better hold it with a tight fist. That is the message that many analysts and Bitcoin supporters have repeatedly stressed recently. That's what I always stress on this channel. That's the whole strategy of this channel, to buy in at the dips and hold. So the same has been acted upon time and time again by entrepreneur Michael Saylor. Okay. Not only did this industry leader buy the dip at every given chance, but he also made a strong case for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. A week ago, the king coin had slipped. Bitcoin slipped to $31,000, and Saylor got another perfect opportunity to add more Bitcoin to MicroStrategy's portfolio. MicroStrategy is his Bitcoin portfolio. You can buy. It's like stock. You can buy into MicroStrategy, and MicroStrategy buys Bitcoin. So you're basically buying Bitcoin. Yet again, Saylor struck a rather bullish tone on Bitcoin in a recent interview with analysts Benjamin Cohen. And Michael Saylor said, Bitcoin is property, technically superior to all other forms of property. It is demonetizing gold, real estate, bonds, equity, cash, derivatives, and commodities, and the solution to the 21st century challenge of economic security and empowerment. That's a big statement he's saying right here. That's, if you read it over again and think about what he's just saying, that's huge. That's a big statement. Comparing Bitcoin to big tech company, the entrepreneur argued that Bitcoin had everything a big tech has, but it's not a company and comes without a product risk. He called Bitcoin more global, said that the product is simple. Saylor further said that if the ultimate goal is to not lose money, then Bitcoin is the way to go. And I like the statement that he said here. Bitcoin is like Manhattan. If you owned it in the 1800s, would you sell it or go short on it? Like imagine that your family bought in the 1800s, your family bought property in Manhattan, like a whole square, a whole building in Manhattan. Would you think it would be a good idea if your family or you would sell that property or part of that property to buy in again later at a cheaper price? No, because the prices in Manhattan keeps going up. I mean, sometimes it'll take the real estate will take a short dip, but it keeps growing and growing, especially Manhattan. You would be multimillionaire if your family did not sell that property in Manhattan. If it would still be your property. So for me, the idea of Bitcoin is that you are buying a city block of property in the cyber Manhattan with the opinion that it's a $1 billion monetary energy. Holding Bitcoin is a business strategy. If you want to be rich, you need to own a high quality asset like Bitcoin. So think about that. And also, to put Bitcoin in perspective with stocks, We have, for example, Apple's quarterly return on investment for the last quarter was 34.19%. That's what you would have. That's the profit you would have made if you owned Apple stock. And Google's over the same time was 18.13%, whereas Bitcoin's ROI over the last 90 days was a negative 43%. But wait, hold on, let me explain. Negative 43%. That's in the last 90 days, but you have to zoom out and look at the big picture of Bitcoin. Because this could be attributed to the high volatility period and Bitcoin's multiple price dips. However, Bitcoin's 1 year return on investment, what it's done in the past year, was as high as 260%, 0.99%. So higher than most big tech stocks. So yeah, Bitcoin this year so far it's made a dip. It went down 43%, but if you look at the big picture, it's gone up 260%. A lot more than Apple, a lot more than Google. You compare it with Tesla, Microsoft. Bitcoin goes up. You can make more profit off Bitcoin than all these other stocks. So you take that into consideration. In a couple months from now, a few months from now, this dip here will most likely be resolved. Will be in positive again. And yeah, every year Bitcoin skyrockets like crazy. 200%, 300% profit in a year. And as time goes on, Bitcoin should be more and more stable. Just like when Apple came out, when Amazon came out, Tesla, those stocks were highly volatile when they got into the market. Those stocks would make huge pumps, they would skyrocket and make huge dips. And as time goes on, now they're a lot more stable. And the same thing will happen to Bitcoin. Now, since it's relatively new, Bitcoin, it makes big jumps and big dumps. But every year that goes by, it's more stable. And it'll continue being more stable as time goes on. And after the recent energy FUD news about from China that Bitcoin made Bitcoin's price fall, Saylor took advantage of these price dips and acquired more Bitcoin. 13,000 Bitcoins. Okay. And so now he's holding more than 100,000 Bitcoins in Grayscale. And he also said having a diversified portfolio isn't necessarily a good strategy. Thinking about the macroeconomics and social economic dynamics, what would determine what is your potential choice? If a new, more valid technology is present, it invalidates the previous signs. And what else we have here? Saylor also bashed the diversification theory, saying it makes no sense as all assets are tied to currencies. When he spoke about how currency is being devaluated and the US dollar is getting devaluated at a rate of 20%. So betting on the winner, Bitcoin according to him, is the best thing to do. Yeah, you can buy stocks, you can buy Apple stocks, Tesla stocks, but you're buying that with dollars or with euros or with pesos. And yeah, you can make profit, but that profit's in dollars, for example, and that dollar every year it's getting devaluated. So you're better off buying Bitcoin because it increases more than those stocks. And on top of that, Bitcoin doesn't. There's no inflation with Bitcoin, so you end up making even more profit. So yeah, that's why I totally agree with all this. This is why most of what I have, a lot more than majority of what I invest in is in Bitcoin, because of all this. And so now let's get back into Bitcoin, what it should be doing in the next several days, weeks, and months from now. And that's the whole point of this channel. That is, look at the daily chart. That the potential that Bitcoin has. I want to share this with everyone, not just my friends and family, but with everyone on the internet, to let them know that what the potential of Bitcoin, and that if you invest now and you invest little by little on all the dips, and several years from now, you can become totally financially independent, not to worry ever again about money because of the growth that Bitcoin has. So now let's take a closer look to Bitcoin. So we have here the last 3 days, it's been going up. It's in this bullish channel right here, and it looks like it's going to be staying in there. Today it might take a small dip, but it'll probably remain inside the channel. And we are already out. We are already out of this bearish trend here. Bitcoin broke that. And now the next step, say we're already up to this resistance here. Now the next step is we need to break this blue resistance here, which is this whole bearish trend that we've been in since this big dip. This whole area here that we've been in. Once Bitcoin breaks this blue resistance, we'll be out of this bearish trend, and Bitcoin should skyrocket from here. Once it breaks this line here, Bitcoin is going to go to the moon, most likely, and we'll be up here maybe in like a week from now, if not 2 weeks from now. The goal for July is to work its way up, Bitcoin work its way up, break this resistance, and then start working its way up and hit this very important resistance line here at 40,000, which is this last peak here, which it tried to break. Bitcoin tried to break here and it couldn't. So now let's see if this time it'll break, and everything's looking like that's what's going to happen. It might take all month, all of July to get up here and break it, but by the way things are looking, looks like Bitcoin is going to remain in this channel. And if that happens, in about a week from now, Bitcoin should be up here, and we should most likely break. However, once we hit here, since this is an important resistance line, Bitcoin might once we get up here, it might take a quick pullback, might even drop out of the channel, and then finally break. So we'll see what happens once we get closer to here. We'll analyze it in more detail, but more or less this is what we're looking at. Being in this whole area right here. Well, maybe not down this far, but yeah, things are looking good for Bitcoin. Hopefully you've been buying in on all these dips. That's why I make daily analysis, to see where these dips are, so that you can take advantage of all these dips, buy in on all these dips. And if you've been doing that, you should be already in profit. And then once Bitcoin takes off, a lot of profit. And hold, just hold. Once it goes up, don't sell. Just hold on to your Bitcoin, and so it keeps on going up and multiplying and doubling and tripling and quadrupling. So that's Bitcoin. And now let's take a look at the whole market in general. Yesterday the market in general was looking better. Today I see a lot of red. Well, it's about half and half. Bitcoin is looking really good today, and the other cryptocurrencies are about half are going up, half are going down. So the whole market in general is somewhat okay today. And as long as there's no big news, bad news, or as long as the stock market doesn't crash or something like that, Bitcoin should keep on going up. So that's it for Bitcoin today. If you like this video, if you can give me a like, I would really appreciate that. That will help grow the channel. And also hit the subscribe button so you can see more videos, more Bitcoin videos like this. And And see you tomorrow on the next video, on the next analysis, and see what news we have. See you tomorrow.